Hello, everyone. So today I have the pleasure of having Kisha Linebaugh from the Living Loving team. She's going to cover Tampa and the surrounding areas because, as you already know, there's a lot of people. This is a series of videos that I'm recording for people looking just or curious about places outside of New York. And Tampa happens to be one of those spots. It's like kind of a magnet for people from New York. Welcome, Kisha.
Oh, thank you so much. And absolutely, Raphael. I appreciate the opportunity and I'm really excited to, give some information about the beautiful Tampa Bay area. It indeed is we almost call it one of the sister cities of Florida because we get so many people from the Northeast, all the way from Rochester down to, about Delaware. It's a pretty consistent stream. And we have to think that it can't be any other reason than the weather.
Right. Well, yeah. So what's attracting people to the Tampa area? Like, what one of
Yeah,
the things that are so appealing to the
sure, sure.
Tampa surrounding area, right?
We joke that it's the weather, but in reality, there are just so many different things to do here, and the affordability for what you get really can't be beaten almost anywhere else in the country. I think parts of Texas rival us a little bit, but I don't know if they have the same arts and entertainment and culture and just water sports and water activities that people get very excited about. In the Northeast, you have the water access, you have the beautiful views, but almost year round, you can be doing something on the water here. And that's really exciting. One of the things that you and I had talked about were the different parts of Tampa.
Yeah.
It's kind of a trifecta of an area. So people really have to determine what it is they're interested in, of what is their personality. We have Tampa, which is more of the business powerhouse with a bustling downtown. We've got the hockey team and Vinix whole development that's happening that's attracting tons of tech and lots of fine dining restaurants. And then there's the St. Petersburg area that is more of the arts kind of attraction, tons of international visitors and international residents there, and they're in negotiations and getting set for a brand new baseball stadium. So St.
Wow.
Pete's a big baseball town, and that's very exciting for them. And then there's the Clearwater area, which has got the award-winning beaches. So if you like that salt life, laid back lifestyle, that's where you're going to be. And they have been enjoying a brand new music venue that just opened up over there. So that's getting a lot of action.
Awesome. Awesome. And I know you touched on affordability. Give me an idea. I know it's not going to be exact
Sure.
prices and types of homes and that type of stuff so that
Sure, absolutely. So, the region ranges in age span. You could be looking at average, our home prices is about 383 for an average home, and that would be a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and that encompasses the entire region, which is pretty vast.
okay.
And that is up a solid 25%, $25,000 since COVID, which was really shocking to us. We feel like we're losing some of that affordability for our locals.
Okay.
But then you get into the hotspots. Anytime you're in the downtowns, anytime you're in the arts districts, the entertainment districts, that really takes a big turn up. Still more affordable than what you would see in the Northeast. You're looking around the 600s to start, and it can go all the way to the top. But where you really get your bang for the buck, and this is something if you're expanding your family, if you're looking for that space because you've been confined in a city, we have multiple suburbs that are still equipped with amenities like parks, recreation, gyms, swimming, sporting. And you could average probably around 400 to 450 for a 2,500 square foot house with a pool and probably a good amount of space and some amenities. So affordability it's very, very real in the Tampa Bay region.
Awesome. Great to hear. Now, if someone's selling their home, which happens a lot here in New York, if they're selling their home and they plan to move in to Tampa, if you had your ideal scenario, what would that look like?
They're selling their home up north and planning to move to
Yep.
Tampa.
And plan to move to Tampa. Yeah.
Yeah, well, ideally, we would tell them to really start planning a year in advance. So once they make that decision that they want to relocate and that they're going to get their house ready for the market, about 12 months is really what you need, not just to get your home sold house ready and top dollar, but to come down here and start to do at least 1 or 2 vacations in person where you can explore the 3 different regions. They all have different characters, different personalities, and it's going to be so important for you to be on the ground in those spaces, so that you don't have buyer's remorse and get yourself into a neighborhood. Say you love tennis and you ended up on a golf course and now you're having to commute, and traffic can be hectic here, believe it or not. But if now you're having to commute to do your favorite things, that's number one. And then number two would just to be in close connection and really provide feedback on neighborhoods and homes and different things that I'm sending to you. We love working with our relocators from all over the country. One of the things that we say, we're the living loving team and we love where we live. And
Yeah.
so we like to get everyone excited about that and be able to share as much as we can before they head this direction. And then the last thing, when it's really time to go, and that's about 3 months out, let us connect you to a local lender. The rules and the laws are different all over the country, and our local people are going to find you the best rates. They're going to connect you to programs that we offer that might not be offered in your state, and they're also going to be there for you every step of the way in understanding the way that our real estate market works.
Yeah. And I think the same thing applies if somebody's not selling and just buying for the first time. It's better to go out there, learn the terrain, learn the market. Because like you said, it's a trifecta, right? You have
Yes.
to learn and to get there and be exposed. Because you can read stuff online, but it's never the same
It is
than
never.
being out there and feeling it. And maybe visiting a few homes if you like, some open houses, whatever it is. A little bit before going over there. And like you said, it's even speaking to some of the lenders that are there locally, because it's a whole different process, right? Over there, you guys have no attorneys. We have attorneys.
That's right.
The process goes a lot quicker over there, right?
30 days. Yeah, absolutely. And really the thing that I can stress the most is to definitely make sure that you give yourself some time to really be here in person. Because even our beaches, from beach to beach to beach, has a totally different character and personality. There's little fishing havens, there's sport havens, there's quiet enclaves where, private beaches. And so depending on what you're going to be attracted to, you have to feel that. You can't just hear Clearwater Beach and think that's going to be for you. That's a busy, bustling beach of international tourism 365 days a year. And
Okay.
just 15 minutes south of that, you get your shores, Indian Rock shores, Reddington shores, still tons of fun, beautiful beaches, but more residential and quiet. And so what's your preference? Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing information. And I think what I've been telling people also is, if they're interested or maybe thinking about it, even if it's 4 or 5 years on the line, because a lot of people are either planning their retirement or in a situation where they're in, like I've had a lot of clients where they're in the middle of raising kids and decided, I want a different environment for my kids. Maybe New York doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
But usually people start thinking about this 3 to 5 years on the line and maybe having that conversation, right? At least a consultation with you through Zoom or via phone is the first step.
Absolutely. And that's wonderful. I'm really glad you brought that up, Raphael, because we've had people that we started working with 4 years prior to them relocating here. They become our friends. They come down for their vacations and we take them to a different spot and kind of, help them say, hey, you guys stayed in downtown St. Pete last night. Why don't you stay at last time you were here? Why don't you stay out at the beaches? And we'll come meet you and we'll show you some of the local things to do. And, we'll let you talk to some lenders and we'll help you go through some open houses. There's nothing more fun than going through the open houses when you know that you have no pressure of thinking of
Exactly.
anything at all. And it's a really great way to see what the inventory is like. One thing that's really important for people that are moving from up north to Florida is that The Tampa Bay area and Florida in general is a really strange place. You've probably heard of the Florida man story and all the headlines, but that's our neighborhoods are interesting because there's a lot of planned developments, which probably look similar to your suburbs, but then there's our older communities and our older neighborhoods that are established where you might have a $2 million house right next door to a tear down and everybody gets along just fine, but that's your street and that's the way it looks. And so sometimes that's quite shocking for our people from the Northeast, especially because neighborhoods tend to be a little bit more uniform up there.
Yeah. And how's the new construction over there? Is a lot of things being built right now?
Booming.
Because
Yes,
okay.
booming. And it ranges in both size and affordability. Everything from a $250,000 brand new townhome up to 7 million luxury estates out in what is the Wesley Chapel area, which is a very popular suburb to Tampa. You get lots of space, you get lots of amenities, and you have a really good variety and range of people and homes to choose from.
And like if I'm interested in new construction, because a lot of people sometimes from New York, they're like, you know what, if I'm gonna go out of state,
Yeah.
I'm going to new construction. Like what how is it the same? Like how do they get started or what's you know?
Well, we always recommend that you still collaborate with a realtor, somebody that is working for your interests, because the representatives inside the showrooms, you have to remember they're employed by the builder. So their job is to get the builder as much money as possible. And our job is to help you accomplish your goals. So, you know, for everyone that's going to be different, it may be price. You're not going to get a ton of control on that because the builders have their margins, but there are things, there's amenities, there's incentives. And basically, it really, the best way to get started is to narrow down how far are you going to be commuting? Because the traffic in and out of the suburbs is a real thing. How far are you willing to commute? And what amenities are important to you? We've got ski lakes. We've got Epperson Ranch out there that is just a built lagoon that's total social family fun. There's tennis communities, there's golf communities, there's trails, there's horse communities. So figuring out what's important to you and what's really going to be best for your lifestyle is the beginning. And then reaching out to a local realtor that'll get you in touch with all these builders and get you set up on tours of the different communities.
So you hear that? Reach out to Kisha. So Kisha, if somebody wanted to get started with this and have a conversation with you, what's the best way?
The best way, it's always to connect with me through my website, livinglovingteam.com.
Okay.
You'll find us. I'm also more than happy to share my direct information if you want to do that with this
Yeah.
video, Raphael.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
A call or a text message. I always answer my phone. So, you know, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I had a mentor one day say the difference between success and failure in this business is who's picking up the phone. So
Exactly.
I always answer.
What is your phone number so that they can?
Okay, great. You can reach me directly at 813-362-1218.
Keisha, I mean, you provided so much information, so much good information, especially it's so relative to, you know, what people are requesting, what people are paying attention to right now. So, yeah, thank you so much for the info. We will definitely be in touch because I'll be sending anybody that's interested in the Tampa area. I'll send them your way so you can have conversations with you.
Excellent.
We will
And
be in
thank you.
touch.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the opportunity and for being able to share this information about beautiful Florida. I really do love where I live, and I'd love to meet every single one of you. So
Okay.
look forward to it. Thanks, Raphael.
Okay, Keisha, take care.